Hello, my dear little shining stars. How are you all? I hope you all are doing really very well. In our today's class, we are going to start your chapter number 12. And your chapter number 12 is all about punctuation marks. I hope you all remember what we have studied in this chapter in your previous classes. Punctuation mark. Okay, punctuation marks are those marks which are used, which are used at the end of the sentence or the middle of the sentence or at the starting of the sentence. Okay, and if you are not putting any kind of punctuation mark in your sentence, then it means what? Your sentence is incorrect. Okay, now come with me and let's see the chapter. The common punctuation marks are, see, in general, commonly we use three types of punctuation mark. The common punctuation mark are comma, full stop, and a question mark. Okay, so in general, or I can say in common, we use generally three type of punctuation mark: comma, full stop, and question mark. Okay. Correct punctuation is essential for clear and effective writing. Okay. So if you want to make your writing very clear and effective, if you want to let an impression, okay, then you have to use correct punctuation mark according to the demand of the sentence. Okay. The following list contains some of the most critical punctuation rules. Okay, so in this chapter, my dears, when you all are going to see what are the rules which we have to follow while punctuating our sentences. Okay, so the first punctuation mark is comma. Okay, so where comma stand in a sentence, in the starting of the sentence or at the end of the sentence? No, it stands at the middle of the sentence or maybe after two words or maybe after four or five words. Okay, so comma always comes in the middle of the sentence or after some words. Okay, comma separates part of a sentence. And why comma always come in the middle portion of the sentence? Because the main work of comma punctuation mark is dividing the sentence into two parts. Okay, without putting any type of full stop mark. Because if you are putting full stop, it means what? The sentence is stopped there. Okay, you stopped writing your statement there. Okay, so we use comma. Okay, so the main work of comma is dividing our sentences into two meaningful parts. They also tell readers to pause between words. Okay, this is another rule why we use comma. Whenever you see comma in any sentence, just take a pause, 2 or 3 seconds. Okay? You have to take pause between them. Okay, it also tell us, okay, this comma punctuation mark also tell us and when we have to take a pause. Okay, now commas are used to separate three or more words or phrases in a series. Okay, series means what? Sentence. Okay, so comma is also used to divide, or comma is also used to separate two or three group of words or maybe two or three group of phrases also. Okay, example you can see, practice will be held before school, comma, in the afternoon and at night. Okay, so in this sentence, my dear student, you can see comma is, okay, we have put it comma after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, after 6 words. Okay, then comma are used after introductory words and introductory dependent clauses. In sentence, my dear student, comma is also used after introductory words. Okay, means the starting of the sentence and as well as the dependent clauses. You remember we have studied about two types of clauses, independent clauses and dependent clauses. Okay, so comma is also used, okay, comma is also used for recognizing introductory dependent clauses which is present in our sentence. Example you can see here, if your friends enjoy Chinese food, comma, they will love this restaurant. Okay, incidentally, I was not late this morning. Hoping for a bigger fish, Rob spent 3 more hours fishing. So in this three sentences, my dear student, you can see comma are put it. Okay, comma are put it after the introductory word or after the dependent clause. Okay. Now the next rule where we are going to use comma. Let's see. Commas are used between independent clauses joined by a coordinating conjunction. Okay, commas are also used between independent clauses. Okay, independent clauses, and that independent clause are joined by coordinating conjunction. Okay, now what are the coordinating conjunction? You all remember fanboys. Okay, fanboys. See, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. This 7, okay, coordinating conjunction is divided into 7 parts. Okay, so example you can see, my dog had flies, so we give him a bath. Okay, now the next rule where we are going to use our comma is comma set of non-essential phrases or clauses. Okay, even commas sometimes tell us that in any sentence which is our non-essential phrase or which is non-essential clause for the sentence. Example you can see here, the man I think had a funny laugh. Tanya, Peter's sister, gave a brilliant speech last night. Okay, so this is the use of comma, punctuation mark. Okay, now we are going to see end of sentence punctuation. Whenever our sentence is going to end, what type of punctuation mark we use? I hope you all know. Full stop, simple, full stop. Okay, now we are going to say full stop. End of sentence punctuation is used to let the reader know when a thought is finished. Okay, in any sentence, and a punctuation mark is put only at that time when your whole sentence is completed. Okay, if your sentence is left in a midway, then you can't put full stop punctuation mark. Okay, so remember, end of the sentence punctuation mark means full stop punctuation mark is only used when we reader or we writer know that our sentence is going to be finished. Okay, so this is our full stop. Okay, in end of the sentence punctuation mark, the most common is full stop, and after that question mark. Okay, because full stop we are going to put in affirmative sentences as well as negative sentences. But what about interrogative sentences? What about interrogative sentences? So in interrogative sentences we are going to put a question mark. Okay, so here we are going to see first of all full stop. What is the meaning of full stop? Let's see. A statement or declarative sentence is followed by a full stop. Okay, a statement or a statement when we are declaring something. Okay, in any sentence whenever we are declarating someone, okay, or whenever we are declarating our thought in a very clear way, okay, means our whole sentence is finished. Okay, so here we are going to put a full stop punctuation mark. Example you can see here, I like to eat pizza. I like to eat pizza. Okay, this is a complete sense. Okay, this sentence is making a complete sense. So here we are going to put a full stop mark. Okay, and full stop punctuation mark is put in the case of affirmative and as well as negative sentences. Okay, affirmative means positive sentences. Okay, now the question mark. End of the sentence series, the next punctuation mark is question mark. Okay, it is put in interrogative sentences. Question mark. A direct question or interrogative sentence is followed by a question mark. Okay, so whenever in any sentence we are asking direct question, okay, we are asking direct question, so here we are going to put question mark punctuation. Okay, when, example you can see here, when did Peter buy a red shirt? Here we are asking a direct question to Peter, when did Peter buy a red shirt? Okay, so here we are going to put question mark punctuation. Second one, do not use a question mark after a declarative sentence that contains an indirect question. Okay, see, question mark, we are going to put a question mark punctuation in that sentences only who are asking direct question. But if the sentence is demanding indirect question, or if the sentence is asking a question but in an indirect way, so in this case we are not going to put any kind of question mark. Example you can see here, Rosie wants to know when Peter bought a red shirt. See, question is same, although first one, when did Peter buy a red shirt? Here we are asking a direct question. Okay, here we are asking a direct question. But on the another hand side, Rosie wants to know when Peter bought a red shirt. Okay, so here you can see there's a difference between, in the first one we are asking a direct question to Peter, and on the another hand side we are asking an indirect question. Not we, not you, Rosie here. Okay, Rosie is asking an indirect question to Peter. Okay, so in both cases, we are going to put question mark, but only in the case of direct question. Okay, not in the case of indirect question asking sentences. Okay, now our next punctuation mark which we are going to put at the end of the sentence is exclamation mark. Okay, now what is the meaning of exclamation mark? Let's see. An exclamatory sentence is followed by an exclamation mark. An exclamatory sentence. What is the meaning of exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentences are those sentences in which we are expressing ourselves, in which we are expressing our own feeling, our emotions. In this type of sentences, my dear student, we are going to put an exclamation mark. Example, you can see, what a good movie. See, in this sentence, we are showing how happy we are, okay, how happy at that moment when we watched a good movie. Okay, so what a good movie. In this case, we are expressing ourselves. Okay, so whenever we are expressing ourselves, it means what? We are going to put an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. Okay, so exclamatory marks are always put at the end of the sentence whenever we are feeling ourselves, whenever we are feeling our, whenever we are expressing ourselves. Okay, now the next is semicolon. Yes, semicolons are also okay, semicolons are also a punctuation mark which we generally use in our sentences. Now let's see where we use it. Semicolons. Semicolons are used to separate clauses and phrases that are related and that receive equal emphasis. It means what? Semicolons are used in the sentence when one part is clause and the another part is phrase. Okay, so both parts, clause and phrase, both the parts are getting equal attention or getting equal emphasis. Okay, so in this case, we are going to use semicolon. Okay, now the second one, semicolons join independent clauses in a compound sentence if no coordinating conjunction is used. Okay, sometimes what happens, semicolons also used to join the two independent clauses in a compound sentence. Remember, we have three types of sentence: simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. Okay, so here I'm talking about compound sentence. Okay, semicolons are sometimes used in the case of compound sentence for joining the two independent clauses if no coordinating conjunction, means if no coordinating conjunction, conjunction, if no coordinating conjunction are used to join these two independent clauses. Example, you can see here, Michael seemed preoccupied. He answered our questions abruptly. Okay. Then semicolons are used before an adverb that joins the clause of a compound sentence. Okay. In the case of compound sentences, semicolons are used in this compound sentence before, means before the adverb word which is present in the sentence. Okay. What is the meaning of this sentence? Means we are going to use semicolon before the adverb word in compound sentence category. Okay. Now, example you can see here. The emergency room was crowded. However, Rohit was helped immediately. Okay. Semicolons help avoid confusion in list where there are commas within the listed items. Okay. Sometimes what happens, if there are if there is so many punctuation mark, comma is used in a single sentence, sometimes we get confused. Okay, sometimes we get confused. So to remove this confusion, we also take the help of semicolons. Example, you can see, we travel to London, England, semicolon, Paris, France, semicolon, Berlin, Germany, Sofia, and Bulgaria. Okay, what happened if we are not going to put any kind of semicolon here? Then London, comma, England, comma, Paris, comma, France, comma, Berlin, comma, Germany, comma, Sofia, and Bulgaria. Okay, so London is the capital of England. Okay, one country is completed. That's why we are going to put a semicolon mark here. Paris is the capital of France. Okay, France, semicolon. Berlin is the capital of Germany. Okay, So here we are going to put a semicolon mark, then Sofia and Bulgaria, because here we are talking about two individual countries. Okay. So in this way, my dear student, you can see semicolon also help to avoid any kind of confusion, okay, when there are so many comma existed in our sentence. Okay. So this is all about semicolon. Now we are going to see colon. What is the concept of colons? Let's see. Colons follow independent clauses and are used to call attention to the information that comes after them. Okay, so it is the very first rule for putting colon punctuation mark in your sentence, that colon always follow the independent clause of the sentence. It never follows the dependent clause of the sentence. Okay, it always follow the independent clause of the sentence, and it is also used to get the attention. Okay, attention in the form of information which we get through this sentence. Okay, example you can see here. Joey has only one thing on his mind, semicolon, money. Money is a word. Okay, money is a word, single word. Okay, then the second one, Joey has only one thing on his mind, semicolon, a ton of money. A ton of money, it is a phrase. Okay, it is a phrase, bunch of words. Third sentence, Joey has only one thing on his mind, semicolon. He wants to earn money. It is a clause. Okay, he wants to earn money. It is a clause and it is independent clause. Okay, because to give a complete sense to itself, they don't need the help of any kind of dependent clause. Remember all those things? Joey has several things on his mind, semicolon, his education, his job, and money. This is a list. Okay, means Joey has several things on his mind. Okay, and among those several things, we can list some of them: his education, comma, his job, and money. So this falls under the category of list. So you can see, my dear student, in what way we are going to use colon. Okay, maybe in the form of word, maybe in the form of phrase, maybe in the form of clause and list. Okay, so this is all about our colon. Now we are going to see hyphen. What is the meaning of hyphen punctuation mark? Let's see. Hyphens are used to form compound words and to join prefixes and suffixes and letters to word. Hyphens are generally used in hyphens are generally used to form compound words, like to join a to joining two words for creating a new word. Okay, so in this case, my dear student, we use hyphen punctuation mark. Okay, hyphens are used with compound number from 21 to 99 and with fraction used as modifiers. Okay, in counting numbers, my dear student, hyphens are also used in compound number words, like from 21, okay, till 1 to 20, you are not going to use any kind of hyphen words. But from 21 onwards till 99, we use hyphen. We use hyphen. You can see here 20, okay, hyphen mark 1. This is our 21. Then 90 hyphen 9. 99. Okay. Examples you can see here, 42 applicants. 42 applicants. Then two-third majority. Two-third is an adjective modifying majority. Okay. Three-fourth empty. Three-fourth is an adverb modifying empty. Okay. So in this cases, my dear student, we use our hyphen. Okay. Now, hyphens are used in a compound adjective only when the adjective comes before the word it modifies. Okay. Sometimes what happens, hyphens are also used for compound objective words, and in this case, hyphens usually come before that word which they modify. Okay, example we are going to see. However, some compound adjectives are always hyphenated, and you know what? Naturally, some adjective words are hyphenated. We didn't need to mark a hyphen punctuation mark between them. They are already hyphenated. Okay, such as well balanced. Whenever you are going to write well balanced, okay, well balanced. There are two separate words, okay, but they are combined words, okay, and whenever they are spoken, we speak them in a single tone, like well balanced, not like this well, take a pause, then balanced. No, well balanced. Okay. So this well balanced word is naturally what? Hyphenated. Okay. Similarly, we are going to see the examples. A well liked author, a, a world renowned composer. Okay. Then hyphens are used with the prefixes ex, self, and all, with the suffix elect and with all prefixes before a proper noun or a proper adjective. Hyphens can either used in the case of prefix or either can used in the case of suffixes. Okay, and they are also used in the case of all prefixes, all prefix word which is written before the noun or adjective word in the sentence. Example you can see here: all star, anti-Semitic, ex-mayor, non-European, pro-Canadian, self-control, senator, elect, self-image. Okay, so this is all about our hyphen punctuation mark. Now come with me and we are going to see the next punctuation mark, that is dash. What is the meaning of dash? Let's see. In the middle of the sentence, a dash can put special emphasis on a group of words or mark them stand out from the rest of the sentences. Okay, okay, my dear student, whenever you are writing any sentence and in the middle of the sentence you put a dash punctuation mark, you know what? Then your sentence will automatically look different from rest of the sentences, from the rest from the rest group of sentences. And why it looked different? Because you used dash punctuation mark. Okay, that's why it looked different from rest of the sentences. The dash can also be used to attach material to the end of the sentence when there is a clear break in the sentence, or when an explanation is being introduced. Okay, so my dear student, we can also use dash punctuation mark in the end of the sentence. Okay, and the end of the sentence where we can clearly see that this sentence is taking a pause or this sentence is taking a break. Okay, so in this case we can also put here our dash punctuation mark. Okay, example you can see here: the president will be unable to win enough votes for another term of office. Here, this sentence is completed. Okay, this sentence is completed, but it is taking a pause. Okay, it is taking a break. That's why we are going to put a dash mark. Unless, of course, he can reduce unemployment and the deficit soon. Okay, so here you can clearly see, my dear student, in this sentence, two sentences are written. Okay, but after the completion of one sentence, first sentence has taken a break. Okay, first sentence has taken a break. That's why during its break session we put here dash punctuation mark. Okay, now the next is parenthesis. What is the meaning of parenthesis punctuation mark? Let's see. Parenthesis section of additions that are not necessary to the sentences. See, parentheses are those group of punctuation mark which generally we don't need to put after each and every word, or we don't need to generally put in every sentence. Okay, example you can see: we visited several European countries. Okay, see, in Europe many countries are present. Okay, so for the combination you use parenthesis punctuation mark, like we visited several European countries, instead of saying we visited England, France, Spain, Portugal, Bulgaria, Albania, etc. and etc. You are not going to say like this. Okay, you are going to say like this: we visited several European countries on our last trip. Because if you are going to write all those your visited European countries in the sentence, then it didn't remain a sentence, it will become a paragraph. Okay, you are going to write a paragraph, not a sentence. Okay, so whenever we are going to reduce our lines, whenever we are going to reduce our sentences, then we use parentheses, punctuation mark. Okay, similarly, you can write the sentence in this way: we visited several Asian countries on our last trip. Okay, now the next one, parenthesis and clauses figure within a sentence. Okay, parenthesis, my dear friend, parenthesis punctuation mark can written, okay, can written in the sentence with the help of the brackets, opening bracket and closing bracket. Okay, with the help of two brackets, opening and closing brackets. Okay, example, you can see grades will be based on bracket, within bracket, 1, participation. Okay, so you can see within the sentence, okay, within the sentence we can use this parenthesis punctuation mark. Second, 2 in class writing and 3 exams. Okay, I hope the concept of parenthesis is clear to you all. Okay, now we are going to see apostrophe. Now what is the meaning of apostrophe? Okay, what is this meaning of apostrophe, meaning of punctuation mark? Let's see. Apostrophe is used to show possession and to form contraction. Whenever we are going to show our possession, whenever we are going to show, whenever we are going to show our ownership, that this pen belongs to me. It means what? I'm showing here my possession. Okay, I'm showing here my possession. So whenever we are going to say our, whenever we are going to show our possession as well as our ownership, then in this case we use apostrophe punctuation mark. Okay. Possessives. Okay, now what is the meaning of possessives? To show possession. Possessive comes under the category of apostrophe. Okay, example, you can see Susan's wrench, anyone's problem, my parents' car, my children's toys, Chris' cookbook. So here you can see ownership is clearly showing. Possession is already showing that Susan's wrench. Wrench belong to Susan. Okay, problem belong to anyone. My parents' car. This car belongs to my parents. Okay, so here I'm showing the authority, the ownership, the possession of my parents on this car. Okay, similarly, what is the meaning of contraction? Apostrophes are used to show possessions and to form contraction. We have already seen possessives. Now we are going to see what is the meaning of contraction. Let's see. Contractions. Apostrophe shows where letters have been omitted in contraction. Okay, apostrophe in the case of contraction always shows that where letters which is present in the word or which is present in the sentence are omitted. Omitted means left out. Okay, example, you can see I am. Okay, I, then space am. Okay, but when we generally write, we write I apostrophe M. We replace A with apostrophe. Okay, so here you can see in the case of contraction, apostrophe always shows that which letters are omitted. Okay, so example, you can see I am. We can write I am like this. Let us, let's. You are, you are. I have, I apostrophe VE, cannot, CAN apostrophe T, they are, they apostrophe RE. Then who is, WHO apostrophe S, who is. He is, she is, it is. Okay, so in this way we can write our contraction by using the help of apostrophe punctuation mark. So I hope, my dear student, it is clear to you all what is the meaning of possessives and contractions. Okay, now we have to take a note. It is a contraction for it. Its is a contraction for it is. Its is a possessive pronoun even though it doesn't have an apostrophe. See, whenever you see this type of written its, okay, it apostrophe s, immediately understand it belongs to contraction category. But what happen when sometime its is written? If its is written without using any kind of apostrophe mark, it means what? It is showing your possession. It is showing your ownership. Okay, and on the other hand side, if it is written as it apostrophe s, it means what? It is showing contraction. Okay, Now the next punctuation mark is quotation mark. What is the meaning of quotation mark? Let's see. Quotation mark. Quotation mark encloses the exact words of a person, a direct quotation. See, quotation marks are those marks or those punctuation mark which is used, okay, which is used in case of the exact saying words. Means if I'm telling you, if I'm reading this sentence, suppose I also have written this sentence, okay, this sentence belongs to me, okay, then whenever you are going to write this sentence, then as it is you are going to write, okay, as it is you are going to write, uh, as you can see it. You can't make a slight changes in them. Okay? Yes, you can't make any slight changes. Okay, so that's why it is called as quotation mark, and quotation marks are always comes under your commas. Okay, example you can see Mahesh said, means this line is, okay, this line is totally belongs to Mahesh, and Mahesh said Krish has a red hat. Okay, so this is a statement given by Mahesh. So we are going to put this statement under double quotation mark. Okay, this marks are called as double quotation mark. Okay, quotation mark. Then the next is quotation mark sets of the titles of magazine articles, poems, reports, and chapters within a book. Okay, so quotation mark are used for giving the title of any magazine, for giving the title of any article, okay, for giving the title of any poem, reports, or maybe any story from your English book. Okay, so in all these cases, we are going to use quotation mark. Maybe it is in the form of single quotation mark, or maybe it is in the form of double quotation mark. Okay, example you can see, the talk of the town is a regular feature in Time magazine. Okay, the talk of the town, it is an article belongs to Time magazine. Okay, note, title of book can be put in italics instead of question marks. Okay, so title of any book, okay, title of any book can be written in the italic words. Okay, so this is all about our punctuation mark. Okay, now come with me and let's see the question answer of this chapter. Okay, now our activity sheet number 45. Chalo dekh. Okay, let's see what we have to do here. Choose the correct answers to fill the blanks. Okay, here my dear student, you can see several filling the blanks are given. Okay, and in this filling the blanks, we are going to put appropriate punctuation mark. So the first one is, when will you return to our city? This is a complete making sense sentence. What type of punctuation mark we are going to put here? This is question mark, exclamation mark, or full stop. We are going to put here question mark because in this sentence we are asking a question, when you will return to our city. So put here question mark. Then the second, wow, dash, you really obtained a gold medal in the Olympics. See, here we are expressing ourselves. We are expressing our feelings. So whenever we are expressing our emotions and feelings, in this case we use exclamation mark. So here we are going to use exclamation mark. Wow. Third one, they offered the children bananas, comma, apples, dash, pears and plums. So here, my dear student, we are going to use our again comma punctuation mark. Like they offered the children's bananas, comma, apples, comma, pears and plums. Okay. Similarly, 4 and 5 you are going to do with your own. Now activity sheet number 46. Here what we are going to do, choose the correct answer to fill the blanks. Okay. Again same, filling the blanks is given. Now we are going to choose the appropriate answer from the options. First one is, all of the people at the school, including the teachers and dash, were glad when summer break came. So teachers and students. Okay, no, not this one. This is student. Okay. Correct option will be your D. Okay, all the people at the school, including the teachers and students. So right here is students. Students were glad when summer break came. Second one, sit up straight. Okay, so sit up straight. So here we are going to put a full stop mark because the sentence is complete. So put here full stop. Third one, they asked what time the departmental store would open. See, in this sentence, question is asked, but in indirect way, not in direct way. If direct way question is asked, then we are going to put question mark. But it is asked in indirect form. So they asked what time the department store would open. We are going to put a full stop here. B. Okay. Now fourth one. Who do you think will win the contest? Okay, so here we are asking a direct question. So put here question mark. C option. Fifth, to dash, Annie was on time for her maths class. Okay, so to everybody's surprise. Okay, right here, everybody's surprise. Okay, now sixth one, billboards are considered an important part of advertising for big businesses, comma, dash by their critics, but an eyesore by their critics. But an okay, but an eyesore by their critics. Okay, similarly, rest of the four you are going to complete with your own. Now, activity sheet number 47. Here, what we have to do: punctuate the following sentences. Here, some sentences are written, but they are absolutely wrong because they are not making any kind of sense. Here, punctuation marks are not mentioned. Okay, so what we are going to do? We are going to punctuate them and we are going to rewrite them. First one is, I need some butter, garlic, onions and milk. Okay, in this whole sentence we need to do four corrections. So in what way we are going to do four correction? First of all, this sentence is started first of all, this sentence is started with a small letter, which is absolutely wrong. So the first correction which we need to make here, write I in capital letter. First correction, I need some butter, comma. Second correction, garlic, comma. Third correction, onions and milk, full stop. Okay, four corrections. Four corrections are required in this sentence. We have corrected four mistakes. Okay, now the second one. He left his daughter's library book, James and the Giant Peach, in the fruit shop. In this whole sentence, we need to make 8 corrections. Okay, so come with me. Let's make the 8 corrections. So first of all, we are going to write the sentence in capital letter. Starting the sentence in capital letter. He left his daughters. See, out of 8 corrections, we have made 2 corrections. 1, 2, library book, comma, 3, then double quotation mark, James and the Giant Peach, quotation mark closed. Full stop. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so 8 corrections are made in this sentence. Now the third one, they filmed Cleopatra in Egypt. Okay, so here we need 3 corrections. So let's make 3 corrections. They filmed. See, Cleopatra. Here we are mentioning about a lady name, means a great personality lady name. So we are going to put this name under double quoted. Okay, double quotation. They filmed Cleopatra in Egypt. 3 corrections are required. 1, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the fourth one. Why was not she happy to get the job? Here 3 corrections are required. We made 3 corrections. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the fifth one. Here 5 corrections are required. Jasmine, Chloe, and Harvinder are missing. One, two, three, four, five. 5 corrections. Okay. Similarly, rest of them, my dear student, you are going to complete. Okay. Okay, my dear student, in this way we have completed your chapter number 12, which is based on punctuation marks. Now just go thoroughly through this chapter and complete all the leftover exercises. Okay. Now I'm taking leave and going to meet with you all in our next class with a new chapter. Till then, you have to take very good care of yourself and as well as keep a smile on your face. Bye.